This is Pizza Hut hasn't been doing so well by Sunny V2.
Failed franchises, bankruptcies, and almost no growth in revenue for the last 10 years. This is the sad reality for Pizza Hut, who have had so many store closures that there's now a subreddit dedicated to finding former Pizza Hut restaurants. To understand why Pizza Hut has lost almost half of its market share over the last 20 years, we have to begin by asking the following.
Pizza Hut used to be like a whole ass vibe, like when it used to have the fucking red roof. You could walk in there, had a little arcade for the kids, had the fucking salad bar. Like, yo, Pizza Hut used to be an experience. Nowadays, that shit is trash.
Following question. Why was Pizza Hut so unique and successful in the first place? Back in the 1990s, Pizza Hut had a reputation for having some of the craziest yet most unique and successful pizza designs, which were not only delicious, but also gave the public a reason to talk about the business. For example, in 1993, Pizza Hut released the Bigfoot, a massive 2 feet long by 1 foot wide square pizza creation, with the Bigfoot accounting.
That was before I was born, but by the time I started, like, even know what Pizza Hut was, I don't think they weren't even using this concept anymore.
For 18% of total sales. There was also the cheeseburger crust pizza, the hot dog crust pizza.
I remember the hot dog crust pizza. I've never had that shit because, we ain't out here eating glizzy pizza, but I definitely remember that.
Crust pizza. However, none of these were as successful as the now famous stuffed crust pizza, which achieved sales of 1 billion.
Stuffed crust is overrated and trash. I hate the cheese that's in the stuffed crust pizza. Like, I love the concept. It's a great concept. I just hate the. I don't know if it's the same cheese that they put on the crust on the crust that they put in the crust as they put on the pizza. But I can't stand the cheese they put in the crust. It's either that the cheese in the crust is so fake and phony that it's not cooking properly and not cooking the way through, and that's why I don't like it. Or it's just a different cheese. But regardless, I can't stand the cheese in it. Love the concept though. Love it
In the first year, boosting Pizza Hut's stock price by roughly 50%. Of course, this strategy led to the occasional flop, such as their controversial lasagna pizza, which was described in a review as the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life genuinely. But for the most part, these experiments seemed to help Pizza Hut stand out from the crowd, especially when they were served in their distinct dine-in restaurants. These restaurants added a social element to pizza, turning it into an event as opposed to just another meal. The early memories that we all have of going to dine in at our local Pizza Hut are infinitely more memorable than the hundreds of times we've ordered takeaway from Domino's. During the dine-in days, Pizza Hut had something that physically separated them from the competition. Nobody could offer an experience quite like Pizza Hut, providing them with unbelievable levels of success, especially in the early days. Pizza Hut had the monopoly on pizza and you paid through the nose for one. At first, they had to educate the dining public with little signs saying, pizza is traditionally eaten with the fingers. For the first few years, I remember that there was no takeaway, dine-in only.
Yeah, like you had to like pull up to the Pizza Hut. Like that's what made it like really dope. Like it was a family place. Like what CC's is now, and like some of these other restaurants that kind of mimic like the buffet kind of style. Even though like I wouldn't say Pizza Hut necessarily was like the buffet, like a buffet, but just like that experience of just going up to the little counter, picking up your shit, especially like the fucking salad and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that shit was, man, that's a throwback. I feel old as fuck. You've been talking about it, and I'm only 27.
I remember that a family-sized pizza cost around $20. Nowadays, that would equate to probably $50 or more for a pizza. People paid it because they were experiencing this delicious food for the first time. The Pizza Hut dine-in experience was seemingly profitable in the beginning, but this didn't mean that it was going to be successful forever.
Also, I feel like the pizza tastes better back then, but I could be tripping.
Some insane anecdotes claim that a new sauce destroyed Pizza Hut dining completely, or that dining was destroyed.
I mean, they might have changed the sauce. I don't know that to be true because I never worked there or anything like that. But yeah, I can believe it.
By their staff choices. However, the main issue seemed to come from other competing pizza brands who were specialized.
Domino's 100% had a fucking rebrand. I don't know if people remember that before they started doing like the little garlic on the crust and shit, like the garlic butter on the crust. Domino's had a whole different taste. People used to say Domino's was plastic pizza. I don't know when they got. I like to say by around 2009, 2010, maybe even a little bit before that is when they like that rebrand really started. But yeah, like Domino's in the like the 90s and the early 2000s, 1000% different pizza than it is today.
In delivery. There's something about pizza that makes it perfect for eating at home. The box acts as a plate, there's no cutlery needed, and the compact design of pizza reduces the potential for mess. Domino's began to take advantage of this at a time when Pizza Hut didn't even offer delivery. In fact, Pizza Hut only began delivering pizzas 27 years after launching their business, doing so because they saw how successful Domino's was. The convenience of delivery meant that you didn't need to go to a dine-in restaurant if you wanted to eat pizza. And if you did desperately want all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut, you could literally just go to any all-you-can-eat.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the concept of pizza being in I would say a buffet style definitely made Pizza Hut stand out. But like I said, CC's taking that whole thing, and that's how CC's is, I would say thriving, but how CC's exists to this day.
Restaurant offering
While Pizza Hut wanted to get in the Papa John's Domino's lane.
pizza and eat your 8 slices along with 100 other food options. Pizza was no longer an exclusive thing in the same way that it was in the early days of Pizza Hut. This lack of exclusivity in combination with delivery also shifted people's perceptions of how prestigious pizza
old as fuck.
As mentioned earlier, Pizza Hut adopted the dine-in model when pizza was an exclusive new dish from Italy. However, Domino's and delivery in general turned pizza into just another fast food. Pizza Hut became no fancier than McDonald's or KFC, so why would you take your family to eat there as a special occasion? Then there was Pizza Hut's increased pricing and
I I I used to work at Papa John's from 2014 to 2016, and it taught me a lot, especially when it came to, because that was my first job ever. So it taught me a lot when it came to how corporations kind of run, and the business, not really the business side, because I was just the person making the food and delivering it, but it helped me understand a lot about how jobs function. And it also made me come to the realization that pizza should have never been mass produced. That is what took away from pizza, and that's why people don't understand when somebody says this is trash pizza. And like, for instance, I'm a New Yorker, so when we're saying, yo, this bullshit is fucking trash, people don't understand that. They just sit there and be like, oh, what do you mean the pizza's fucking trash? Well, what is so great about New York pizza? I'm not saying it's not mass produced, but it's produced in a different way. It's like actual like quality with it. Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, all that, they are made to mass produce pizza. They do not care about the quality of the pizza. So when you sit there and you go and buy that bullshit, you could like it. I have no problem with you liking it. I'm not judging you for liking it. But just know that they're giving you cheap product so they can mass produce it and make as much profit as possible.
Decreased quality. Overnight, the price went up from $6.49 to $8.49. The high school students, previously a common sight, disappeared. With fewer people, the quality suffered. Pizza was always more expensive than the alternatives, affordable only when getting second, third, fourth pizzas at a reduced price. But it got more expensive. The pizza remained very greasy and people started eating low carb. There are better alternatives, especially for that money. Pizza Hut CFO David Gibbs made the claim that having dine-in restaurants is now a negative for the business, stating the challenge Pizza Hut.
This nigga a whole vampire. Look at this nigga's fang,
made the
bro.
claim that having dine-in restaurants is now a negative for the business, stating the challenge Pizza Hut faces is that it has a large dine-in business. Dine-in is waning in relevance. In other words, Pizza Hut needs to focus less on dine-in and more on what people want, which is to take their pizza with them. This was also highlighted by Artie Stars, the president of Pizza Hut USA, who stated the biggest problem that Pizza Hut is facing is perception, explaining that many of its customers don't associate Pizza Hut with delivery. Stars said the facade of its locations reinforces this idea, and it isn't helping to lure in diners. When you drive by the location, it doesn't scream "we deliver." To promote delivery to its customers, Pizza Hut delivered pizza to space, the Oscars, and the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, but it still seems as though they aren't competitive on delivery. And on the topic of Pizza Hut in comparison to its competition, we should also highlight that Pizza Hut is extremely uncompetitive from a health perspective. Their standard pepperoni pizza contains a whopping 8,153 kilojoules, equal to almost 2,000 calories, which is close to the entire recommended daily adult calorie intake, and has almost twice as many calories as Domino's pepperoni pizza, which has 4,400.
Yeah, it's because they fucking put mad bullshit into the pizza.
53 kilojoules or a little over 1,000 calories. But it's not fair to make this point unless we see the size and quality of each pizza. So we ordered a pepperoni from Domino's before doing the same with the nearby Pizza Hut in order to compare the two different pizzas. As mentioned, the Domino's pepperoni came in at 1,064 calories, while the Pizza Hut pepperoni came in at 1,948 calories. And with the Pizza Hut pepperoni costing double the price of the Domino's pepperoni, you might expect that the Pizza Hut pizza would be double the size. However, as you can tell from the opening, this isn't the case whatsoever.
What are these, mediums or smalls? God damn, they burnt the fuck out that shit.
The Domino's pizza had a surface area of 510 square centimeters, while the Pizza Hut pizza had a surface area only 12% larger at 572 square centimeters. Additionally, the Pizza Hut pepperoni weighed in at 1.46 pounds, making it only 7% heavier than the Domino's pizza at 1.36 pounds. Now, to Pizza Hut's credit, their pizza definitely presented and subjectively even tasted better than Domino's. However, with the Pizza Hut pepperoni being double the price and double the calories, with no real distinct advantage, it becomes obvious as to why Pizza Hut has become uncompetitive. When looking at Pizza Hut's menu, you'll also notice that the days of Pizza Hut trying wacky
Also, if you're getting a pan pizza, they're adding grease to the pan. So that also helps add to the calories. I don't know if they like mentioned they didn't like, what's the word? I can't think of it. But they didn't specify which type of pizza. Like the Domino's look like a regular hand toss pizza. If they got a regular hand toss at Pizza Hut, would it still equal out to the same amount of calories? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it'd probably be close, but it being a pan pizza, you should compare the Domino's pan pizza to the Pizza Hut pan pizza. Then it would make a little bit more like of a fair comparison.
Conventional designs are certainly long gone. The only crazy product that they have on their website is a range of pizzas which use a chicken schnitzel as the base, but apart from that, almost everything else on the menu feels like something you could get from Domino's at a cheaper price. Nowadays, there's so many restaurants, not just dedicated pizzerias, that offer pizza on their menu that you can simply get better quality food at discounted low prices at other places. It's not even worth using Pizza Hut for pizza anymore. You'll get better results elsewhere. Now, to Pizza Hut's credit, they did try to overhaul the menu back in 2014 when they introduced their biggest brand evolution ever called Flavor of Now, which introduced countless different new fancier menu items and was described as the biggest change the Pizza Hut and the pizza category has ever seen. However, their new upscale approach had minimal impact on Pizza Hut's revenue, which actually declined by 100 million in the same year that they implemented Flavor of Now, which becomes even worse if you consider that during the same time period, Domino's sales grew from 10 billion to 15.8 billion. And if we instead look at
Damn, Pizza Hut, the state's stagnant, damn near.
older data, we can see that the average sales per
I
store
want to say damn near, they definitely stood stagnant.
has barely changed since 2006, which is about the point where the dine-in model died. While a consistent 12 billion per year over the last 10 years still seems like a pretty awesome scenario, the growth experienced by competing pizza brands has led Pizza Hut's market share to decrease from 25% in 1995 to 14.3% in 2016. 2016 also marked the year where Pizza Hut lost their 45-year-long title of the world's largest pizza brand to Domino's. However, their stagnant revenue has caused significant worse problems than simply losing some arbitrary title. For example, in August 2019, Pizza Hut announced that they plan on shutting down over 500 underperforming stores in the US, and exactly 1 year after that, in August 2020, Pizza Hut's largest franchisor, MPC, announced that they were bankrupt, having roughly $1 billion in debt, forcing them to close 300 of their Pizza Hut franchises and put their remaining 927 stores up for sale, representing 1/5 of every Pizza Hut restaurant in America. 1 month after this, Pizza Hut announced that they'd be closing more than 10% of its stores in the UK, with this taking place in the very same year that Domino's and Papa John's had net gains of 17.6% and 15.9% respectively. In the process, Pizza Hut was undergoing a logo change, although not to something fresh representing a bright future, but rather to the same logo used during the Pizza Hut glory days of 1974 to 1999. Pizza Hut's chief brand officer Marianne Radley stated, "Embracing our iconic Pizza Hut logo is recognition of a time period where Pizza Hut unequivocally reigns supreme because that's where the future is headed. However, at the same time,
I just feel like they don't really try at Pizza Hut, like from the employees to like the fucking CEO. I just feel like they don't care. Like they just down for the mediocrity.
It feels as though they're desperate to remind the world that Pizza Hut still exists, and this doesn't sound like the kind of play made by a company who's going to be reigning supreme anytime in the near future.
Damn. It definitely was an experience, I'll say that. Back in the day, it was 100% experience to go to Pizza Hut. Now, I don't even fucking know. But that was Pizza Hut Hasn't Been Doing So Well by Sunny V2. Check out his video, throwing him a like. Thank you. Have a nice night.